We are continuing our showing on Matbayah Bracha, and we are still in Sefer Nekudas HaKesef. We're giving a summary according to his pshat in the Chalukas HaShefa now. So we've done a little bit of this already. We're going to go over again what the Chalukas HaShefa is all about. So we're just to remind ourselves, we're in the words of the bracha of Melech HaOlam. Melech HaOlam, that's when we're going to take all the Shefa Chitzon, and the Shefa Pnimi that we've been working on through Baruch, Ata, Hashem, and now Elokeinu as well. Now Melech HaOlam, we're going to take all that Shefa, which is the Nai the Chagat, and also the Chabad of the Chagat. We're going to take all that up. We're going to send it all the way up to Abzag the Ak, and we're going to get the new Shefa. Now, what does this mean to send up Shefa and to bring down the Shefa? Second of all, what's the tachlis of it? Just to send up and bring down. What does that give us? So we learned that the whole tafkid, while we're here for the next 6,000 years, well, we've done most of it anyways, is to be mali birurim. We have to know that's the yesod of all Yiddishkeit. To be mali the shivrei kelim, the brog, the zayin malachim, in bria, yitzir and siyat, and to raise them up. So that's no exception of here. Matbayah Bracha, we're doing the exact same thing. So what we're going to do is that through the koach of the bracha, Chazal instituted this bracha in order to be mali the birurim of bria, even though we don't see it so clearly in the Kabbalah. That's the truth. We don't see it so black and white like this, but this is always the mechuvin in any mitzvah, whether it's a mitzvah shebedibur or a mitzvah shebemaaseh. It's always the same mechuvin to be mali the birurim. So that's how we're going to do it. So let's get into more details what this aliyah is all about. So we spoke about it last time. We're just going to run over it quickly. So the aliyah is you mali the birurim, you take them out from bria and yetzira and asiya, and what all these birurim? These are the shivrei kelim of the zayin malachim, but not only the zayin malachim, also the malachim that died, which were up and above the zayin malachim, meaning the chokhmah, the bina, and the keser. So let's do that in order. The keser broke, the achoraim of the keser broke, the achoraim of Abba and Ima broke. So even those chalakim which were originally went into zayin malachim, when the zayin malachim broke, they took all those chalakim down into them. So, so when you're bringing them up, you're gonna have to think of two things. Well, actually, three things, three different tracks of kavanas. It's really one track, but it's three different nekudas in this one track. So the first track is you bring up the zayin malachim, okay, from bia into tzilutz. That's number one. You have to know that linked in them, in that aliyah, also you're going to bring up the birurim which are applicable to Abba V'Ima and Keser, which is also in bia. And third of all, you also have to push up the birurim of Abba V'Ima and Keser, which did not fall into bia. Okay, so all those three elements have to be taken into consideration. So let's do step by step. So as you bring up all these birurim, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2 out of bia, those are going to reconstitute into za. Now we know the rule is, in order to make a tikkun in za, you're going to always have to bring it to the patur sheme'elam. That makes sense, right? The Abba V'Ima is going to have to make the tikkun or onto in za. That's actually not Abba V'Ima, it's actually Yisrael and Tuna. So therefore the birurim which are brought up to za have to go another stage higher into Yisrael and Tuna. So therefore Yisrael and Tuna were able to misakin za. Now, as we said, everything goes up together. So therefore now Yisrael and Tuna have the birurim. But again, that's not good enough for them. They're going to have to send it up higher to Abba V'Ima in order for them, Abba V'Ima, to misakin Yisrael B'Tura, and so on and so forth. Then Abba V'Ima, then Abba V'Ima also have now received the birurim. They're going to have to bring up the arich, and so on and so forth, until they reach all the birurim, not all birurim, but the highest partuf, which has received its birurim. We're going to have to go to Abzag the Ak, that is the highest part of Adam Kadmon, in order to make a zivug over there once a zivug takes place, zivug is always zivug always means you're being moiled something. A zivug means to be creating something new. So you can be, what are you creating over here? A new shefa, which is called ma'achodesh. The ma'achodesh is what's going to be born out of the zivug, and not only the ma'achodesh, also the tesha sfiros, the ben, are going to come out from this new zivug. So let me explain to you again. So what broke? We know the malchus, the ben broke, and that's what we find. That's what we find in the world of Bia. All these Shiva Kedah that we've been talking about till now, it's all Malchus the Ben. You bring up the Malchus the Ben, which is 1/10 or 1/100th of Ben, depends how big you want to make the palta for Ben. So 1/100th of it broke, you bring that 1/100th up, and obviously to be mashlim it, you're going to need the 9/10 or the 9/900ths. You need 90% of that parts of a Ben to be mashlim that 1% that broke. And not only do you need 90% of Ben, you also need a new partzuf called, the new shefa called Ma, that you'll need 100% because that never came out at all. Okay? So that's the way it works. It works for every single sphera, depending on the sphera that happened. Okay, so that is all the aliyah of all the birura until outside the act. You bring down the shefa, and where we're holding right now is by the chalukas shefa. That means now that you have this load of shefa, meaning ma in all its glory. That means all of ma, 100% of ma, and also 90% of ben. We're going to call them ben achodesh because it's not coming out for the first time, coming out being through this haloda of through ab sag, ab the ab and ab the sag. So all that now is going to have to be distilled and distributed via all these patzufim as you come down. So you're going to have Atik waiting for its shefa, Arich and wait for his shefa, and Abba V'ima, Yusuf Sabatu, they're all waiting like this, Posech Etzadecha, waiting for the shefa to come out and to be deposited to these different levels.
You mean that Israel Saba, when Israel Saba bring the shefa that...
It's all Malchus the Ben. It's all Malchus the Ben coming up. That's it.
Yeah, but at the first stage when Israel Saba bring to Abba V'ima, Abba V'ima won't be metakanit as long as Vedem Sefer are Pitukam. So that was
No, it's called a mixer sticker. We don't know all the details exactly how much and how this tikkun is made. That information we don't have. But state in the Rashash that in Chov that there is definitely a tikkun by the fact that you bring it up a level. So the birurim of Zun won't be able to do anything with the birurim. He has to bring it up to Yusuf Sab and Tuna.
Yeah.
They're misaking those birurim.
And the tikkun is there
In
when?
Yusuf Sab and Tuna. Now.
So I just Israel then bring the shefa to Abba V'ima.
Right.
And the tikkun happens where?
In Abba V'ima.
In Abba V'ima. But this tikkun is done.
For Yusuf Sab and Tuna.
Yeah. Is it done now or is it done only after? So why do you say that now everybody's waiting? No,
They're waiting for the Hashlama. Again, there's two things over here. There's the Shivrei Kedah. Okay, that's one parsha called the Malchus the Ben needs a tikkun. Parsha number 1. Parsha number 2, you need what's called Chalukas Shefa, which is also called Hashlamas. The Hashlama of the Parsuf.
Yeah, but
that's a different parsha.
But I just want to know what when Israel Sabot Vuna is Male Shefa to Abba V'ima.
Yeah.
You say in this Shefa that is Male, there's 2 chalokim. One chalek of its own tikkun, Israel Sabot Vuna, and second chalek, what later will come back into Hashlama?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Two different tikkunim whatsoever.
By the way, this aliyah is separate from the tikkun, or that kufi is the tikkun?
That's good with the tikkun. No, not good for the tikkun. That's the process of tikkun. Just
No.
the aliyah and just nothing doing. It is not an aliyah. What needs to be done, let me be more specific. Let me be more specific. So what you're doing, what fell into Bia? Remember, to make a parsuf, you need a goof and a shama. So what fell into Bia? Only the kelim, only the goof. Okay, so by you bring up the goof up, that's very nice, congratulations, but it's a goof mace, right? what did not fall is the neshama. The oilers of Zah did not fall. So they're waiting there for the gufim. So as the malchus, the ben come up, they're going to be rejoined up with the neshamas over there. That's tikkun.
What's
That's not a shloma. That's not a shloma.
No, but is that joining a separate Maisa to the Aliyah?
Of course. What do you mean? It's
Is it
once
two
an aliyah, it's 2 stages.
It is 2 stages. That was my question. Was it 1 or 2 stages?
You have to get there, and then once you're there, then you put them together.
Once you put them together, what's missing?
What's missing? They're only 1/10 of the. They're only 1/200th.
Yes.
1/200th of their pastor. They need the Tesha Sfilos of they need the Shlom of the Ben, and also they need 10 parts of the Ma.
Yeah, but there's nothing to be ma'ale now.
There's nothing to be Ma.
I understand. We're waiting for Ashlama because we got only
The Shiva
10.
Kelim you need.
Yeah, now once that's done, when you ma'ale Shiva Kelim and you meshadech
you wait.
again the keli and the oil.
Yeah.
Now finished. I'm not ma'ale anything
That's what I'm
more.
saying. Pateach Sezdecha, you're just waiting now.
Yeah, but I'm not ma'ale two. No, before this you told me that I ma'ale 2 things. One
You?
ma'ale the Israel Sabbath ma'ale 2 shefa. 1 shefa for their own sake, and 1 shefa for the Chalukat HaShefa later on. For the Ashloma later on, sorry.
No, what I said is that what I said is that they always mali 2 things, meaning the mali their own birurim upwards, and also the mali the birurim which are nogea to the parts of Sheme'ela. So if you take an example of Yisra Sabatuna, in Yisra Sabatuna they have their own birurim and the birurim of Abba Ve'ima. So the malad their own birurim to Abba Ve'ima, and I'm also malad the birurim which are nogea to Abba Ve'ima to Abba Ve'ima. That's what I've said.
Why?
Because Abba Ve'ima need the birurim.
Yeah, but why is Zah is married this biru for? Who is married the biru of Zah?
Let's start again. Okay? Zah is in Bia. Shiva Kelim are in Bia of Zah.
Zah is in
No,
Bia, and
no.
Chelik of Abayim as well is in Bia.
And Kesa and all of them.
Yeah.
The whole Chavor. Okay? So now Zah brings up his birurim and everybody else's birurim to Zah.
What do you mean Zah brings up? You married to Zah is biru.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm asking. Okay. So you're Mali for Zah.
And you married for everything.
Zah is also coming up, right? Zah Chilik of Zah. So that's why I said Zah.
Yeah.
So Zah is coming up
Yeah.
through your kavanas. 2 to Zah. Okay? Now, what you're going to do at that point, that doesn't help you at all. He was there for nobody.
Yeah.
Okay, so what you're
Because
going to
Tikkun
have
has
to
to
do...
be in Abayim.
That's right. So Zah brings up this birurim to Yisro Sabatuna, and he also brings up the birurim Abba Ve'ima, and he brings up the birurim.
Why this?
Because eventually the biur have to go to Abba
Yeah, but
Ve'ima.
I'm doing this, no? I'm doing this. By my tefillah, I'm married all the biurim to the place.
Yeah,
And
but
then
it
I
goes
agree that each one...
It goes shlab.
I don't understand this.
Well, how did you know?
Now, when we got Shiur Kili of Abba Ve'ima, yeah, and through Kavanas, you are married then to
Yeah.
Abba Ve'ima. Then you're right, that then Abba Ve'ima has to be married to the next
Well,
part.
start slowly. So you have to bring everything to Zah,
Yeah, on this I agree.
and then to Yisro Saba.
No, but do you bring everything to Zah?
Of course.
Why?
And there has to be, there's an order. It always has
Yeah,
to
but
follow
what
an
the
order.
Shever Kli of Abba Ve'ima will do by Zah? There's nothing to do with it.
The
There's no
Shever
place
Kili of
Abba
Abba
Ve'ima.
Ve'ima
Yeah,
to Vizah,
yeah.
they did a lot for Zah. I mean, that was a whole...
Sure, but as a Shever Kli, what can I do for? What can they do for?
Think of it as a ladder. You can't skip a rung. These birurim have to go shlab by shlab by shlab by shlab. What do you expect them to go? Just flinging up to the upside the Ak, to Atik. From Bia to Atik. You want the birurim of Atik, of Kesed, to go all the way up to Atik without
But
any.
anyway, that's what happened. There's
No,
nothing
it goes
else.
up rung to rung. It goes up from pass to pass. That's
Yeah,
what
but
it
you
goes.
don't do any. Yeah, I agree. I'm trying to understand. When you go from Batuf to Partu, does it
Yeah.
depend on your avodah or that's done from the first kavona? You are mekaven. What happened now?
No, these are your kavanas.
You don't have any kavona from Batuf to
Yes, you
Partu.
do. Yes, you do. You see them, yeah. you bring up all the chef, huh? And then, actually, you don't see it here. It's in other siddur. Okay, rather than this particular nusach, we don't have it. In Motzei, he has it. You see clearly how it's moving up from level to level. But those are the commanders. Whether you see it in the commanders or not, he does say it actually. Here, the Rashash does say it. Here, you have to go from level to level, from Yasu to Abba V'Ima,
Sure.
then Abba V'Ima.
Because each one has his own. You ma'ale the shever
He
kli.
says you bring everything with it.
Yeah.
As Nitan Ko. Okay, we'll see.
Okay,
This is before,
so-
okay.
so-
So it's going to go all up. So now once you get up to Absag the Ak, then you have the Chalukas Shefa coming all the way back down. So okay, so what we're going to do over now is okay. So I'm clearing here. What should we show? Let's just show a few pictures here, just to get back into the Havana over here. So what is the Chalukas Shefa happen? So what we're going to compare over here is what was before B'Shas Shvira and what will be after the Tikkun. Okay, after the Chalukas Shefa. So whatever's in black over here, let's see if we can focus over here. Whatever's in black is what was there B'Shas Shvira. Okay, what came out from the Naim, the act, that means. So when I show you this black over here, that is we're dealing with Keser over here. Keser broke, where you know the Naim, the Achraim, the Keser broke, and this is what came out. Okay. Okay. What is that? That's the Malchus of the Keser, Chochma, Bina, Chesed and Gevura.
The Malchus the Keser.
The Hal, right? The Malchus of the five Rishonim, which is called the Hal of the Keser de Ben. This is the Keser de Ben.
If the Keser de Ben went only the Malchus Sheboy at the
That's
first
right. Only
place.
Keser, all the Malchus right here. Only the Malchus. Whatever's in black came out. And the Naim the Naim the Ak, and broke and then
So
found.
you just said Har.
How?
You
1,
said
2,
just the
3,
Malchus?
4, 5. These are 5.
No, you said
Five.
just the
The
Malchus.
Malchus of the
Yeah, this is Malchus. You see?
Oh, the Malchus of the Chamesh
five-
Rishonos
That's right.
of Keter.
That's right. These are Malchus. See, it's Malchus of the first 5 of the Kesed de Ben.
That's what
Okay.
came out.
That's what came out from the Naim the Ak.
And what was Nishba from it?
This everything was Nishma.
No.
No, the Nahi. You're right. The Nahi.
Achoraim
of-
the Nahi.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
In the Nahi.
Yeah, you don't see that in these. You just see this.
No,
the
we don't.
Malchus.
You say Chamesh Rishonos Yetzu. There's no Nahi in the Chamesh Rishonos. So how could they broke
Here,
Bichlal?
inside here.
As the Malchus.
Yeah, but inside. Inside the Malchus
Yeah,
is the Nahi.
that's
right?
Malchus. Nahi, the Malchus.
That's right.
no of the Malchus of the Har of the Keser
That's right.
of Ben.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's what.
So
that's
the only the Malchus,
We
the
always talk
5
about
Rishonim
Malchus,
of the thing
We never
came out.
speak
So
about
this is
anything
what
except
broke.
Malchus.
Yeah.
And therefore, the Ashlam will be obviously to be mashim the rest of the Malchios, and the rest of the 100 sphere, the 90% of the Patsif also, which has not come out, and also all of Ma, the Ma Chodesh also. When you go to Absak the Ak, you're going to be getting all this to be mashlim, and therefore you're going to have a Kesed the Ben and Kesed the Ma, which is mashlim, and mashlim. A sphere which originally was only this, right, the Malchus of the Keser. Now you're going to have a part of Shalom called Atik. Okay? Panim Chodoshes, Bolika. Okay. That is Atik. Now Arich,
So Atik is all 200 spheres.
two sides of
put
the coin,
together.
right? This is two sides of the coin. This is Mauban, this is masculine, it's feminine.
And that will become the masculine and feminine of the Atik.
That's right.
Not
Mauban.
like this. No, not.
It's called Mauban.
So the Ma'ben of Atik.
Yeah. Okay. Arich. Archampin. Which sphere is Archampin? Remember, we know it's only
Also Keser. no?
also Kesser, right? So the Kesser, little Nikud Kesser, form 2 huge Partsufim called Atik and Arich. So you're going to need the exact same thing. So let's see what broke. What broke is actually the other side of the Ben. The other side of the Ben.
Oh,
The Malchus.
What came out first?
Here, this. The
What
Malchus.
came out? Yeah.
Yeah, this one came out. Again, the Nahi
And
of
the
this.
Nahi broke.
Okay, the Nahi of the Malchus of the Kesser the Ben. This is what broke. And therefore, obviously, the Hashlam is going to have to be the other 5 of the Malchus and the other 90% of Ben and then 100% of the Ma.
Even though we've already done that with the
Yeah,
Atik.
yeah.
So we said this
Where
last
that
time,
comes from,
even though this has already been, this was taken by Atik, so the Mepharshim say clearly that this is a double part of it. You're going to have 2 Kesser the Ben. one Kesed the Ben which is taken by Atik, which we just saw over the page, which is this, and you're going to have another Kesed the Ben which is also going to be taken by Arich now. Okay, so you're going to have two Kesed the Ben. And this is Chochma Dema. Arich does not take a Kesed Dema, that's already taken by Atik. He's going to take the Chochma Dema, and that's going to make his Ma'u Ben. Okay?
The Ben as well?
No, this is the Ben. The Kesed the Ben, that's going to make his Kesed, that's going to make his Ben, and his Ma is going to be done by the Chochma Dema.
So
what
what
the Chochma? The ganze Chochma?
The ganze Chochma. The ganze
whole
Chochma.
Chochma.
Okay? So therefore, the Nikud is a Kesed Gavaltik. We now have two Parzufim developed, Atik and Ari. We saw the Shvir and we saw the Tikkun. Now let's go back. Now what else we have to learn about what about
There's
what?
3 times as many Keser as there is Chochma in the end.
what?
Because the Atik's got double Keser and
Ben. Be more specific.
Yeah, but it's got the whole of the Ma of Keser.
Yeah.
And it's got the whole of Ben of
That's
Keser,
it.
and Arif's
Like
also got the
one.
whole of Ben of Keser. So Keser, right? So the Ben of Keser appears twice.
Ben of Kesed, that's what I said.
The whole of the Ben of
Yeah,
Keser.
we said that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And why there is no another, as much as you
And
said that there is an,
Chochma is just one. That's it. There's no Ben of Chochma.
No.
Mm.
No, there is a
No,
Ben of
there-
Chochma. That's going to be sorted
Not
out.
yet. Not yet.
That's not yet.
with another, with Abba.
Yeah, that's right.
But
Right.
the why we don't have as well another Keter Dema for Arich?
We don't say why.
Well, how do you know Bichlal that it's true?
How do I know? Because the Rashash said it.
What the Rashash say?
Mamin Chazal. I'll show you the Kabbalists, says Mefrosh. Okay?
It's
So
not
that-
from the Arizal, it's not from the Otzrot Chaim?
Well, yes, it is. It's not so clear though. In Otzrot Chaim, it's not so clear. But we have the Rashash to give us pshat in Otzrot Chaim.
They don't argue with
very
us.
most of the Rashash's pshat.
Does anyone argue with the way that the Rashash sets it out on the Otzros? Anyone of the Farshim there argue?
No, I mean most of the Mefarshim are on the Rashash.
Okay. So it's not even clear in the Otzros this Indian at all about this.
What the double Kesed
The
at the
double
Ben?
Kesed.
No.
No. So it's not even
No,
clear.
it's ממש nicht so.
So it's
No.
Mamash Rashash's Kiddush basically.
The way he learned it.
Yeah, the way he's obviously the way he's interpreting
Yeah.
it.
He has rights for it. I mean,
Yeah,
he
obviously,
steals in
yeah.
Arizal and he brings it out. Yeah. Okay, so let's move on now. So now we've done Atik and Arich of Shem. We've completed them. Now we're going to move over now to.
He doesn't fit with what you say here.
That's also Chaim. Now that's why I have to come up with Rashash. Okay, so now.
You see?
Now we're going to work now. What's the next part of that? That is Abba,
Abba is from...
Abba and Ima. Now we have to know though that Atik
says
not
Abba
only
is
took the Ben
This is
and the Ma of the Keser, but also he took the Chochma the Ben. He took the first 3 of Chochma the Ben, and he took the 4 Chalakim of
Ima.
Bina the Ben.
Who's that?
Atik.
Yeah.
Yeah. The same thing like in that picture, right? He took the Har, Gar, and Dar. He took the Har, Gar, and Dar, and the Zayin Tachtoinim, the Zayin Ksorim of the Zayin Tachtoinim.
So what was taking the old Ksarim? The first page you showed. The Ma'uban was all the Ksarim.
That's Atik.
And the...
He also took a chelik of the Chochma the Ben.
Ah, so that's like the Otzros.
That's like the Otzrot, yeah, correct.
So why is it not like the Otzros?
No, this double Ben, the Kesed
Double.
Ben. The
Okay.
Kesed Ben, you don't
according
see
to
what's
that,
Ben.
the Ark actually does take
Yeah.
something from Chochma.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
They share it.
we said that. You said that as well.
yeah. No, I'm talking about the Kesed Ben. The Kesed Ben,
This is the Ben that
they shared it.
So, yeah.
Well, we're
Oh,
saying
this-
that all of them, both Atik took all the Kesed Ben and all other took
Yeah.
Kesed
The
Ben.
double is not...
The double is not shared. So besides the Har and the Gar, the Gar and the Dar, I mean the Gimel Rishon is of the Chochma the Ben, and the Dar, the Dal Rishon is of the Bina the Ben, Abba took. Remember, we're only talking the Malchios. Only everything was in black. Abba took all the Malchios of Chochmah the Ben and the Malchus of the Malchus, and also in the Bina, all the Malchus were taken by Abba and by Chochmah. So therefore, Poshut, the Hashlam will be all the rest. Everything which is white, that's going to complete the Abba in Yisur Saba and Abba and Tvuna. Okay.
This is after Tikkun.
This is after Tikkun.
This as well is after Tikkun.
No, that was before Tikkun.
Everything in black is B'Shas Shvira, and everything in white is after Tikkun.
That's
Okay,
right.
so you see both in this
The
picture.
Rashash includes that diagram.
Now we're going to work with the partsuf of Zun. We did Abba V'Ima of Yisur
Seems
Saba
that
and
hasn't
Tvuna.
changed.
Zun, this is Zun. Now this is the Ma de Zun. Now nothing broke because the Ma hadn't come out yet. But rather Zun, what broke? Also the Malchias. The Malchus of Zun. So Malchus is what broke. So obviously, but B'Shas Tikkun, when it goes to Absak Da'ak, all is except for this gray, because we know the Atik took that, he's going to receive all this, and he's going to receive all of the Ma, the Chagad Nahi of the Ma. And then finally the Malchus. The Malchus, what broke over here, this is the Malchus which broke, which is the Malchus the Ben, the Malchus, except for the Keser and Vaita, because Atik took the Keser. And there's going to be a Shlom over here, and this is for Yaakov. Again, we don't find this in Otzrot Chaim, but the Rashash says that by Yaakov as well, he's going to receive all the Ma. All the Ma of the Malchus the Ma. The Malchus the Ma, and she, Rachel, which is the Malchus that broke, she's going to receive all the Malchus of Ben.
Yeah, Otzrot doesn't say the opposite. It's just put Zeir Venuk one go. But
Yeah, one go. Then split
the
up.
Rashash
Yeah, the Rashash.
more.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what we're going to see in the Kavanah's Meforish. So let's see that inside now.
So who gets the ben of the Vak?
What do you mean the Ben of the Vak? You mean the Vak of the Ben, you mean?
The
Vak of the
back
Ben?
of the ben, yeah.
Yeah, the Vak of the Ben, that's that.
This?
Zah, and the
Ksorim
Ksorim though, the
Atik.
Ksorim is taken by
Excellent.
Atik.
Of Atik. But so he takes the ben side as well, Zah. So the only thing that Nuk takes is the Malchus of the ben.
That's right.
Okay.
Malchus the Ma is taken by Yaakov.
The what? The what?
Malchus the Ma.
It's by Yaakov.
No, he's
The Atik, yeah.
Right, because it's Yaakov and it's Nuk.
and the Otzrot we don't see that.
Okay. So let's go weiter.
Okay, good.
So as we're saying again, the Melech HaOlam. Melech HaOlam Yechaven Limso on page 149 here in our Siddur. 149 in our Siddur. We're going to go directly into Melech HaOlam.
I didn't take mine home.
What?
I didn't take mine home. It should be here.
But we don't have another copy here.
It's alright.
Are you sure?
A good friend.
Okay, it's good friend. So what do we see over here? The first thing we see is the Rafah. Okay? So always when you bring up the Shivra Kelim, remember we're going up now. We're going all the way up, so that when you're going up, you have to bring up the Rafah. Sorry, it's not the Rafah, I was looking at the camera. This is you're bringing up, you were doing Mesuras Nefesh. Mesuras Nefesh, as we said last time, that's the fuel to get you all the way up to Absak Da'ak. Without the Mesuras Nefesh, you're not going to go anywhere. So he says, Yechavein limsor et atzmo ala kiddush Hashem mikabel alav dalit mitas based. Okay, so that's what we said. You have to, in order for this, you need the combustion, right? To throw up this rocket up there, and the combustion and the fuel, that's your neshama. Because when you're mess, when you're sleeping, your neshama is boreach, and it goes all the way up. So it's taking everything up with. That's the inyan of Mesuras Nefesh, as we said last time. And then it says, Yicham lalos moichim v'naranchi shenimshuchu mitevas ata Hashem Elokeinu. Everything that we were working till now, you're going to bring that all up. Shehem, and then he lists out all the moichim that we brought down, which is Absak Ma'u Ben, and the Kasakamakana, Shem mochim v'penimim, the Gimel Partzufim penimim, Shem Chabad the Chagad Ezah. And as well, he says, Gimel Mab the Asmab, the Milui, this is going to be the Shefa Chitzon now as well. You bring all that up. Shem Morchim the Dalit the Shtei Parzufim HaChitzonim, Naya Chag is the Parzuf Chag HaDezah, Im Nerachim the Ruach Shalahem. So all that is going to go up, which Bekitur is the Esespheres of Chagat are all coming up now. So over the page, on page 150 now, you're going to see this is all the Naranchi, which is coming up. This is the Hegvos and Hechasadim, Hegvos, the Absag Mauben, and then you find the Miluim. This is the Shefa Chitzon over here. This is the Mab de Ab, Mab de Sag, and the Mab de Ma, with the Miluim, which is underneath, which is the Milui Ab and Sag and Ma, which is the Zatz. Okay, that we spoke about last time. So again, this is all the Shefa we've been working on for the past few weeks. Now, besides that, and on page 151, this is all the Rafach Naz. We know that not only the Shiva Kelim have to come up, but also the Nitzutzim which keep the Shiva Kelim alive. On that he says on page 151, Im Beruchim HaKelim Ba'orot, De Rafach Tegimo Parzuf Kachbad HaKololim. Because why is it the Kachbad? Because the Vak is already Mesukim, Sheshis Mein Bereshis. So the Vak, Baruch Hashem, 70% of their avoider, already the Abish sorted that out in Sheshis Mein Bereshis. All we have to do, Rabbi says, is only 30% of this Tikkun process, which is taking us 6,000 years. We're very slow. So all that has to go up. There's a Kolelim, the Pnimium, the Oyser Parzu.
When you say Rapach, בעצם Rapach is only for Kachbad, it's not for Vak. The Rapach is from where?
The Rapach is just Nitzutzis went down to Mechai the Kelim. So it can Mechai the Vak, and can Mechai the Chabad.
If the Vak is already Metukan, so we don't have Rapach left.
That's what I'm saying. That's what he's saying. Rapach, the parts of Kachbad, as opposed to the Vak.
And there's no Rapach anymore. There's no Rapach. The word Rapach is wrong. 288. There's no anymore 288 because
of course, that's
from the Rapach you've got many which belong to Vak and are already Metukan. So you don't know how much left for Kachbad. No?
What we learn from Shah Rafach is that there are infinite amount of Nitzutzos.
Yeah, but 288.
Now, 288 is just significant of the top level. It's just a Siman Ba'alma. There's millions of Nitzutzos you're bringing out.
Sure.
Okay, so this is just a Siman Ba'alma, just telling you this is the highest level of the Absag Ba'alma.
The Rapach is the Vak. In Vak, you know how many from 288 belong to Vak?
No.
Yeah, in Sharapach.
No idea.
What do you mean? We know.
It goes on and on and on. We only have 12 levels.
Yeah, but from Vak downwards, we know how many Nitzutzim we have. How do we get 288? We make all the...
No, it's this way.
Yeah.
This way, not downwards.
No,
downwards
this way, and then we call the Cheshbon.
No, we're going crosswards. We're talking about gematrias of the 10 letters plus
and
the
each
madrega shvi of each of the levels, more or less. So we're making just a siman ba'alma abdu to tell me what stayed up and what went down. That's the red line that I showed you when we did Shah Rafach. So just below that red line, that's going to be 72, 72, 72, 72. And together, it's just a siman ba'alma to know where you're starting to go down. You're starting from that madrega shvi, and then you go all the way down. You bring it, but we don't know how many. You're bringing millions and trillions of them, and this is only millions of trillions in the kacha. So nothing to do with 280. 280 is just a siman ba'alma.
Okay.
Okay, as we saw from Shah Rafach. Okay, so that's again you're doing that the kacha b'kolim, the pnimius, the oyser partzuf. And then he says in brackets, imi mitzvah b'dibur, then we're dealing with the pnimius, the abiyah, the zah, the atzilus, because every time we deal with the mitzvah b'dibur, it's much more pnimi than a maisa mitzvah. So when you're dealing with a maisa a mitzvah, should be dibur, like chesed Torah or limud Torah, so you always work with the pnimius of the olam. The imi mitzvah, a maisius, says Rashash, the chitzonius, the abiyah, the zah, the atzilus. You're working with the chitzonius, so you're being masak in the chitzonius of the parzufim.
So just in 149, where are they before? You want to be mad them.
Where are you saying again? Where are you?
The Yichaven. Yichaven na'alo samochin.
Yeah.
והנרנחיש שנמשכו בטבעי סתה שם אלוקינו.
Yeah.
Lalo is from where to where? Where are they now?
Right now they're in Zah.
Huh?
They're in Zah.
They are in the
Atzilus.
they are in Atzilus, yeah. And you want to be ma'aleh them with the Shivri Kelim. כאילו, בעצם you ma'aleh first the Shivri Kelim into Atzilus.
No,
First ma'aleh the Rabbi.
that's what he says. First you mali the shefa, which you've been working on so far, Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu. So you've been bringing down that shefa of the Absak Ma'uben, and the Kasika Mishkanai. So you brought that into Zana, you've been mali that. And then as well, over the page, now we're doing the Rafach.
Okay.
And then you mali the Shibur Kelim. That's the order. Okay, so that's the Rafach. We're not going to go through that. I think everybody knows. Okay, we'll run through it quickly. So again, there's always 4 different columns in the Rafach. And we call that column Ab, Sag, and then Ma'uben. And what is that corresponding? That's corresponding to the Melech that broke. That's the Melech of Chesed that broke. And then the next column of Sag is the Melech of Gvur that broke. And the third column which broke is the Melech of Tiferes Netzachot Yesoid. We put them all together. And Sha'ar Rafach, Perek explains why those are grouped together. And then the last column, the last Melech that broke, which is Malchus Las Keneged, the Ben. Okay, so those 4 columns, each column has 72 more or less, some have 71, some have 73. So you add all those up, those are 72. Again, it's a remez in the Pasuk, the Ruach Elokim Chefes al Pinei Hamayim. Right, in Parashat Bereshis, Chefes is the 2 words is Rafach Mes, right? Talking the Misa of the Zayin Malachim. So it's a remez be'alma, this 288, to tell me that's the highest level where you're going to start bringing up, so you're bringing up with the chord everything else which is below that. So
Melech is meant to be the Rapach Nitzotzos plus the Kelim. That's the mace. The mace is the Kelim.
Yeah. So he says Malchus de Chesed, that's the first Melech that died. And he says that the Ab Magdrega Shvi. Madrega Shvi. So if we look at the chart of Rafach, I don't know if I brought it here with me. I think I did. If I didn't, I think I didn't bring it up. One second, let's see. Find the Rafach chart, maybe we can solidify this. I don't think I brought it here. This is the chart I want. Okay, anyways, you remember what chart we're speaking about, those 4 columns, and then at the end of the peg of, they're in the safe. Yeah, if you give me the safe, I'll show you. The back of the safe in Perek K. Interesting, I didn't bring it down. Okay, fine. We'll show through the safe, yeah. Okay, so it's over here. Let's show what we're talking about here. Sha'ar Rafach. Okay. So here is Sha'ar Rafach in diagram form. This is what we're speaking about over here. Okay, so we have the entire table. So again, you have the 4 columns: Ab, Sag, Ma, Uben. These are all the birurim. That means the Shivra Kelim that went down into Bia. And where you see the red line, that is Bia, everything here, and everything which is gray, which is Atzilus. So in the first Melech Chesed that broke, all these nitzutzim, we're talking nitzutzim, stayed in, but there's a chelik of the nitzutzim which fell down. This is called Madrega Shvi. That's where it started. And then in Gvura, less stayed up and more fell down. That's the Gvul. This is where we're going to start counting. Our 72. This is 72s, and this is 45 and 10. Sorry, 63 and 10. This is 73. And then over here, when Tiferes Netzachot Yesoid broke, this is the Gvul. Okay, that adds up to be 72, 71. Sorry, and then finally we hit this last Madrega Malchus. Okay, so it's all basically you're counting whatever's in brown. This is Madrega Shvi. To get more information, you have to really do Sha'ar Rafach properly. That's not what we're saying over here. Okay, so you have Madrega Shvi with Madrega Chamishi, and then Madrega Shvi with Madrega Shlishi, and then you have Shtaim and Arba over here. So that's what he says over here in the small print, that you're going to have Ab, which is Madrega Shvi, and then underneath we see Malchus the Gvura, that's Ab the Sag, that's Madrega Chamishi and Shvi, and then Malchus the Tiferes, That's Ab de Ma, Madriga Gimel and Shvi. And then finally you have Malchus de Malchus, that's the last column, and that's Ab de Ben, Madriga Shnia, Shehi Dalit. Okay?
Well, why is it Malchus?
Malchus broke, that's the last Melech that broke.
So that's what you bring up.
What?
That is what you bring
That's
up.
the Madriga which you look at on this chart in order to focus on that and bring it up.
That's the Malchus of all of these which fell down.
No,
Missing
that's just the Malchus.
Of.
It says Malchus, the Chesed, Malchus, the Gvura, Malchus. It's like the full Malchus of Chesed, Gvura,
Of
Tanya,
Zul.
Malchus.
Of Zul.
Of Zul, yeah.
What do you mean Malchus de Keter?
What?
Netzachidus de Keter, you don't
So the
mind?
Nitzutzis, we don't bring up the Nitzutzis out there. The Nitzutzis. That's a good point, the Maiseh. Why don't we bring the Nitzutzis of Kesed and
Chochmah and Bina.
Abba Ve'ima? Because we know the Shiva Kelim of Abba Ve'ima also fell into Bia. That's what the Rashash tells us. Right? So you have to say that's supposed to, you know why? Because the Kelim of Kesed and Abba Ve'ima fell into where? They fell into Zun. And then when Zun broke, what's first broke? First the Abba Ve'ima broke.
Yeah.
And then the Shiva Kelim fell where? Not the Bia, they fell into Zun.
Yeah.
And then when Zun fell, they schlepped everything down.
So when you bring up that, and you bring
So
up
when
the
the Nitzutzis went down to Bia, they nurtured not only the Kelim of Zun, they also nurtured the Kelim of Abba Ve'ima. So you don't need two sets of Nitzutzos for Abba Ve'ima and for Zun. You only need for Zun.
nothing fell directly from Abba Ve'ima into Bia.
No, they only fell via
Via
Zun.
Zun.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why you only have four and you don't
That's
have,
very
that's a
good.
good question, that's why you don't have
So how do they actually come up then?
yeah.
So how do they come up? They just
With
come up Agav.
Yeah.
Yeah, they come up, that was at the beginning of the Shiur. Then when you bring up Zun, the Shiva Kelim of Zun, lift in them the Shiva Kelim of Yisro Sabatuna, Abba Ve'ima, and Atik, and Arach. Okay, so that is the Rafach. And then underneath here, in the small print, the Rashash now starts telling us of how you're bringing it up. So let's read that. Vaz niten koach. Now, once you bring that up from Bia into Zun, into Atzilus, as niten koach bezunim imevarim gam et birur achorayim de Yasut. Okay, so you bring up not only the Shiva Kelim of Zun, you also bring in the Shiva Kelim of the Achorayim de Yasut, which was in Bia. And as well, Mechalke Kachba de Yasut, the Kolim Imarafach. You bring out the Rafach which is applicable to them, so it's all Nichlal. Vaisuchoy Stak is also there, the Shtikl Rafach over there by them as well, but it's not Nikr B'chlal. Umali Mosamim Beburim Shalahem Shnizvaru Alidei Yisat Sabatuna. So you're going to bring all these Biurim into Zun of Atzilus, and then you're going to bring them a bit higher into Yasud in order to make the Biur. See, it says Klal over here. Umalim Oisam Ima Berurim Shalem Shnizbaru Al Yedei. So you're doing a Ma'aser Biur Alidei Yasud. And you say, what's the point? You haven't had a Chalukas Shefa yet. The Shefa from Abzak the Ak hasn't happened yet. That's Shloma. So as I said, there's two shlabim over here. The first shlab is to bring the burim up into Zun, and then Zun brings up the use of Sabatuna, and like you were saying beforehand, then they come together, and there is a birur for Zun alidei use of
I
Sabatuna.
don't know, he doesn't say that at this time.
As I said, Umaru Samim Beburim Shalahem.
Yeah. He's married Burim which belong to Israel Sabbatuna, but not Shalaim. Who is the Shalaim?
The birurim only happen in a part of which was on top of it, Me'ilov, right? That's the
So
rule.
once we do that Bira, then it brings these ones with it.
Right? Yisro Sabatuna are not receiving any tikkun because they have to get it from Abba Ve'ima.
These Birurim of
So it's
Yashsut
close, but these are the birurim.
come Agav, the other Nitzaitis which we're bringing up.
Right, but the tikkuns are only
for
happening.
Zun.
That's right. The tikkuns are only happening for Zun.
For the Husa.
אז הכוח בזון. דברים גם הם ביור אחריים צריך לעשות תבונה.
No, this is something else. Wasn't the Kech Bazun?
First of all,
Right.
and there, from what you
There could be a full stop there.
ואז ניתן
no,
כוח
because,
בזון,
yeah, but you could say very well.
ומבררים
No,
גם,
I'm saying, and that's one thing. And point B,
דברים גם-
גם הם בבירך אחריים זה יש.
Yeah, ומחל כך בזה נזרון למאה, but point C, ומעל לימויסון עם הבירום שלהם, of Zun, שנברו אלינו בישראל סבא תבונה, because the בירור which belong to Zun will be done by ישראל סבא תבונה.
Oh.
That's the Malimoyson,
Is that what that means?
I think that's
Okay.
I thought it was the other way around. I thought that the Birurim of Zun become and it just takes up the Birurim which are Shakti Ashsut. It just brings them with them. It's just they're very passive.
But you said the Tikkun is by Zun?
The Tikkun Zun is all the Rapach of
But do
Zun.
you see it that any Tikkun in each Partzuf has to be done in the higher Partzuf? Right?
Right.
Right.
So al Gocha when steht dort Malimoyson mit Maburim Shelaim in order, yeah. Right. The Tikkun, yeah, it's already Raul Levarer, but the place of the Biur will be in Israel Sabot Vuna.
Yeah, but we're not doing anything directly to this Birurim of Yisrael Saba and Tvuna.
No,
That's right.
stage.
No tikkun's happening yet.
Yeah, we do
bring
to the lower
Abba
thing, and they're sort of like sitting on top, and
That's
they're
right.
coming up as
That's
well.
right. That's right. So you bring it up now, the Biurim of Zat to Yisrael Saba Tuna. Yisrael Saba Tuna also are hopping a ride to themselves, to Yisrael Saba Tuna. But the Birurim only, the Birurim being in Tikkun is only going to happen to the Birurim which are applicable to Zun. And then he says, Vaznit and Koach, now once Zun receives its own Birurim, that gives a Koach to Yisrael Saba Tuna to go up even higher. ומברים גם הם מבירורים ענז, מחלק כך בד, ככה דאבא ואמא, from, that means they're going up to the kachab.
Each one's going to under address, basically.
Going up, right?
So
או
that
בבחינת
one goes
אחוריים
up to
דאבא ואמא,
like this.
Yeah.
and also you bring up the אחוריים דאבא ואמא,
So that's
ומעלים אויסם עם הבירורים שלהם, נדברים על ידי זון ואבא ואמא. So you see that's close. So you're doing two things. Remember, for Abba v'Ima and Yisrael Saba Tuna, there's two chalokim of them. There's a chelik of them which fell into Bia, and also there's a chelik which fell into the lower parts of Atzilus. So you have to cheshbon that you have to do both. You have to do aliyah to both of them. So the chelik of Yisrael Saba Tuna that fell down into Bia, and the chelik of Abba v'Ima which fell into Bia, you have to bring them up from Bia.
Right.
Poshut.
So now the bottom of Atzilus at this
The
point.
bottom of Atzilus, right? So now Zun, in order to make a tikkun to itself, has to go to Yisrael Saba Tuna. That's Poshut, right? Every lower part of, like you said, has to make a tikkun by the higher parts. So Zun's birurim going to Yisrael Saba. It's also raising up the birurim of Yisrael Saba Tuna and Abba, and also Keseh. It's raising those up, which were originally in Bia. And also it's raising up the lower chalokim of Yisrael Saba Tuna and Abba and Atik, which fell down to the lower parts of Atzilus. That as well has to be Mecheshvan. If the Mecheshvan, you have to bring them up to the higher parts too as well. And like I was telling you before, you can't skip any rungs in the ladder. You have to go shlab to shlab to shlab shlab in order to bring them all the way up to upside down.
So we're doing a whole collection here.
Whole collection,
So we're
that's right.
gathering lots and lots and lots, and
As you're going up. So.
it is basically the car's getting fuller and fuller the higher you
That's
go
right.
up.
But
No,
you're
of
giving
course it's-
over the Birurim Zun to stop there.
But those are the only ones who got off. It's
I'll
the
get off.
Birurim
Well,
of
then
Zun.
Yisrael Saba get off at Abba v'Ima.
yeah.
And Abba
Yeah,
v'Ima
but we also got, while we're in
Yeah,
Zun,
we
we
got
also got the
Adif,
Abba and Neba ones
Atik.
which were fell into the bottom of Atzilus.
Yeah.
At the beginning, yeah.
So some people got off, some people got on.
That's right.
No,
You have two
everybody-
sets of Abba v'Ima. You have Abba v'Ima which fell to the Bia, and also Abba v'Ima which fell in the lower parts of Atzilus.
That's right. Yeah. It's
When we
two
start, it's
times.
full.
So the ones, so when we get to the when we get to the Berurim of Zun, they get off at
Zun.
Zun.
No.
No, they don't get off at
That's
Zun.
about
But
Zun.
so what stops?
Nothing.
They get the Berurim of
bring up.
Abba v'Ima, which fell down to the bottom of Atzilus at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the
They
bottom of
bring up-
Atzilus
they bring
is
up
just
Yisrael
underneath.
Saba
isn't it?
Tuna, and
Right.
then and also they bring up Abba v'Ima.
Right. So,
Both b'chinas.
so nothing's got missing yet.
Yeah.
No-
When
nothing-
we start,
no-
everything is in the car.
So we're putting more and more in, right?
And then that's
So once you go past them, then people start.
Only Zun.
In the mosh,
people start.
Kaviyachal, they start getting
The little
off.
Martians get off and they
No, I'm saying in the mosh, I'm making mosh, make it easy to understand.
Moshe
It's
Lemsha.
like the code.
What is the name of the driver?
Right, so let's continue. Reading V'chein,
Sorry.
Nitin Koal Ba'abba V'Ima, ומבברים גם הם מאחוריים דנאי דאחרמפין. So also you're doing the biur ma'ar דנאי דאחרמפין, ומחלקה כחבה דאחרמפין, which is those who stayed in Atzilus. ומעלי מויסם, עם הבירורים, you bring them all up שלהם, שנצברו על ידי יסוסה בתפונה לערך אנפין. So you're going to bring them now all up now to ערך אנפין.
So we haven't lost any then.
Yeah.
We're just gathering more and more and more.
No, you deposit them. You don't have to go further than the parts of which is me'elav.
L'mal me'elav.
No.
So the Zun ones only go up to Yashsut.
That's right.
So the domino effect.
I don't know if it's domino, but you just, like you said, the bus effect is very good. So they get off the bus, the kids get off on that street, and then less people on the bus, and then...
Right, they go off at their parents' house.
That's right. Okay, so we ran out of time. So that's this. So now we're all the way up to, Baruch Hashem, we're all the way up to Absak the Ak, and it's Hashem, next time we meet, we're going to talk about the descent, all the way down, which is called the Chalukas Shefa, which we started speaking about. Okay, we'll stop here for now.
So